What if I told you that forcing your aching, stiff knee joints to pound against hard concrete pavements for 45 grueling minutes every single day, believing with absolute certainty that walking is the only true way to rebuild leg strength and boost lower body circulation, might actually be accelerating joint cartilage wear, driving up severe knee inflammation, and doing far less for your deep venous blood flow than a simple, non-weight-bearing 5-minute seated routine performed right from your living room chair? What if the true, clinically proven medical reality behind senior cardiovascular physical training past age 60 is that standing walking alone completely fails to activate the deepest, most powerful circulatory engine hidden within your lower calves, leaving your leg arteries starving and your ankles waterlogged in stagnant fluid? For millions of older adults over the age of 60 and 70, staying physically active is one of the most important yet frustrating goals of daily retirement. You are taught from early childhood that walking 10,000 steps a day is the ultimate holy grail of health and longevity. So every morning, despite suffering from sharp knee friction, tight lower back stiffness, or unsteadiness, you bravely push through the pain and force yourself to walk down the block, believing you are protecting your heart and legs. Yet, despite your immense effort, you often find yourself dealing with deeply frustrating physical setbacks. You return home with hot, swollen knees that require hours of ice packs and rest. Your feet still feel cold, numb, and heavy by evening. Your ankles continue to store fluid like thick tree trunks, and you spend your afternoons feeling utterly exhausted, trapped in a vicious cycle where walking causes joint pain, but sitting still makes your legs feel weaker and stiffer by the day. Your immediate instinct is to assume that your body is simply decaying and that physical decline is an inevitable tax you must pay for growing older. But as a physician, specializing in restorative biomechanics, vascular longevity, and senior mobility,
I understand the gravity
I am
of the
standing here
situation,
today to completely
but to call it
shatter that
hopeless
defeatist
is
medical
premature.
narrative with
We still
absolute,
have options to
unassailable
explore.
clinical evidence. Walking is indeed a wonderful functional activity, but when your goal is to dramatically increase lower leg blood flow, clear ankle fluid stagnation, and reawaken dormant nerve signals past age 60, traditional weight-bearing walking is remarkably inefficient compared to targeted, zero-impact muscular pumping. When you walk, gravity pulls heavy body weight directly down through your compressed knee and hip joints, while your main calf muscles engage in brief, superficial contractions. But when you execute a precise, non-weight-bearing seated vascular activation protocol for just 5 focused minutes, you isolate and pump the deepest muscle engine in your lower frame, the soleus muscle, with zero joint compression. This targeted movement forces a massive, pressurized surge of oxygen-rich blood clean down into your toe tips and drives stagnant fluid back up to your central heart far more efficiently than walking. Today, in this comprehensive, unified medical masterclass, we are going to completely tear down the traditional myths surrounding senior exercise. We are going to isolate the exact mechanical and vascular bottlenecks that choke your lower body infrastructure.
The most important thing to remember
examine the
is that
underlying
motion
fluid
is
mechanics
lotion
of
for your
non-weight-bearing muscular pumps, and put a doctor-approved 5-minute seated protocol into immediate action. I am going to reveal how your body's cellular sodium-potassium pumps regulate tissue volume, detail a 5-move physical alignment protocol centered around our master 5-minute exercise, and expose the exact organic plant compounds you need to introduce to nourish your muscular and vascular system naturally. Before we uncover the profound medical realities of this 5-minute seated protocol that outperforms walking, if you want to shield your physical independence, eliminate knee grinding, and secure your long-term mobility, please click that subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another senior health masterclass here on the Dr. Robert channel. To understand why a 5-minute seated routine can outperform walking for lower leg circulation and joint preservation past age 60, we must first analyze the exact trajectory of vascular stagnation and joint compression that takes place under the surface of an aging frame. If you are completely ready to protect your joint cartilage, flood your starving lower extremities with fresh oxygenated blood, and lock in absolute mobility with me today, please type 1 in the comments section right now. If not, Drop a 0 so I can learn exactly how to optimize these deep clinical masterclasses for your specific physical goals. Let's look past the surface of your skin and examine the raw physics of lower extremity circulation. Blood travels down from your heart through the high-pressure pipeline of the abdominal aorta and femoral arteries. However, once that oxygen-rich blood reaches the lowest capillary beds of your feet and toes, it faces a massive physiological challenge. It must travel 4 feet straight backward up your body against the relentless, continuous downward pull of gravity. To achieve this upward fluid return, nature did not rely solely on your heart. Instead, nature built a specialized biological engine deep within your lower calves, the soleus muscle network, known in advanced cardiology as the second heart of the human body. The soleus muscle sits deep beneath your outer gastrocnemius calf muscle and is wrapped around a massive web of high-volume venous sinuses. When the soleus muscle contracts forcefully, it squeezes these internal venous reservoirs like a powerful hydraulic piston, shooting deoxygenated fluid upward past your venous valves and driving it back up toward your chest. However, when an older adult over 60 walks with stiff joints, a shortened stride, or a cautious shuffling step, the soleus muscle contracts only partially. Worse, the constant weight-bearing impact of every foot strike drives compressive shear forces straight up into worn knee cartilage and lower back discs. At the exact same time, a parallel molecular disaster is taking place inside your vessel walls due to advanced glycation end products, AGEs. When refined carbohydrates or hidden processed sugars saturate your bloodstream, glucose binds permanently to the flexible collagen fibers lining your inner blood vessels, turning them into rigid, unyielding channels that cannot expand. This combination of shallow soleus contractions, joint impact, and rigid vessel walls leaves your lower legs trapped in a state of chronic oxygen starvation and fluid pooling. Swallowing chemical pain pills or forcing your body to endure painful daily walks without activating the deep soleus engine is a profound biological mismatch. To truly restore lower body blood flow and protect your joints after 60, we must utilize a strategic mechanical intervention. We must engage in a precise, non-weight-bearing seated activation movement that systematically isolates the soleus hydraulic engine, wrings out stagnant fluid blocks, and forces a massive, pressurized surge of fresh blood straight down into the lowest vascular beds of our feet in just 5 minutes. Now, let us examine the core mechanics of the 5-minute seated soleus hydraulic second heart activation, the master movement that delivers superior lower leg vascular flush compared to traditional walking without placing a single pound of compressive strain onto your knees. Sit completely tall, right at the front edge of a firm kitchen chair. Do not lean your spine back against the comfortable cushioning. Hold your head high, roll your shoulders back, and pull your shoulder blades together to align your posture. Place your feet flat on the floor directly beneath your knees, keeping them perfectly hip-width apart and pointing straight ahead. Perform this completely barefoot or in thin socks, keeping the balls of your feet and all 10 of your toes completely glued flat to the ground. Slowly and intentionally drive down through your midfoot to elevate both of your heels high into the air as far as humanly possible. Raise them up until you feel a deep, tight, intense contraction locking along the lower half of your deep calves. Hold this peak contraction for 2 full seconds. Now, lower your heels back down over a slow 2-second count, touching the floor silently. The exact split second your heels touch, immediately peel your toes and the entire front half of both feet up toward your shins as high as humanly possible, locking the muscles along the front of your shins, the tibialis anterior. Hold for 2 seconds. When you perform this synchronized heel and toe elevation continuously for 5 full minutes, you engage the soleus muscle through its absolute maximum mechanical range of motion. Because you are seated, your knee joints bear 0 body weight, allowing the joint capsule to remain open and frictionless. The rapid, deep rhythmic contractions wring out the deep calf venous sinuses like a mechanical sponge, accelerating blood flow velocity back up your legs by over 300%, while consuming circulating blood glucose without triggering central physical fatigue. We have exposed the structural and physiological mechanics of soleus hydraulic pumping. Now it is time to put our medical knowledge into direct, powerful physical action right here in the room. Instead of forcing your fragile joints to endure painful walks, you can utilize our complete 5-move at-home mechanical realignment protocol centered around our master 5-minute seated exercise. Today, I am going to reveal our highly strategic, low-impact, 5-move at-home mechanical realignment protocol. These targeted movements are specifically engineered to bypass joint strain entirely, activate the massive muscular hydraulic pumps embedded deep within your lower limbs, and safely decompress systemic vascular pressure. All you need is a firm kitchen chair, a clear wall, and less than 10 minutes of daily attention. Let us break down these 5 corrective movements with absolute clinical precision. Movement 1. The seated soleus hydraulic second heart pump. The 5-minute master movement. This is our absolute premier weapon to eliminate lower leg fluid stagnation, out-pump walking, and instantly activate the deepest circulatory engine in your lower limbs. Sit completely tall, right at the front edge of your firm kitchen chair. Do not lean your spine back against the comfortable cushioning. Hold your head high, roll your shoulders back, and pull your shoulder blades together to align your posture. Place your feet flat on the floor directly beneath your knees, keeping them perfectly hip-width apart and pointing straight ahead. Keeping the balls of your feet and all 10 of your toes completely glued flat to the ground, slowly and intentionally drive down through your midfoot to elevate both of your heels high into the air. Raise them up until you feel a deep, tight contraction locking along the lower half of your calves. Hold this peak contraction for 2 full seconds. Now, lower your heels back down over a 2-second count, touching the floor silently. The exact split second your heels touch, immediately peel your toes and the front of your feet up toward your shins as high as humanly possible, locking the muscles along the front of your shins, the tibialis anterior. Hold for 2 seconds. Alternate back and forth continuously for 5 full minutes. Heels up, toes up. As you pump, imagine your calf acting like a mechanical sponge, forcefully wringing out stagnant blood and pushing it straight past your venous valves back up to your chest. Movement 2. The countertop bamboo, Achilles tensor. This movement targets the thick, rigid tendons running down the back of your lower ankle, which act like a physical constriction band that bottlenecks blood flow returning from your feet, driving up systemic arterial resistance. Stand completely tall and proud facing your kitchen counter, a solid table, or a flat wall. Place both of your hands flat on the surface at chest level to serve as your absolute balance security button. Step your right foot backward about 18 to 24 inches, keeping your left foot forward. Keeping your rear right heel completely glued flat into the floor and your right leg perfectly straight. Slowly bend your front left knee and shift your entire torso forward toward the counter. Move forward until you feel a deep, intense, warm, lengthening stretch, stretching all the way down your right Achilles tendon and upper calf. Once you reach that point of deep stretch, do not bounce. Hold the position in absolute stillness. Take a deep, 4-second breath in through your nose, expanding your stomach, and as you slowly exhale through pursed lips for 6 seconds, consciously imagine your tight ankle arteries softening and opening up. Hold for 30 continuous seconds per leg. Complete 2 rounds per side. Unlocking this ankle bottleneck instantly lowers the hydrostatic back pressure inside your arterial grid. Movement 3. The seated femoral highway unkinker. This movement is specifically designed to address the mechanical kinking that occurs inside your hip creases from spending long hours sitting in soft recliners, which completely shuts down blood velocity through your massive femoral lines and traps fluid away from your central circulation. Return to your tall, seated position at the front edge of your firm chair. Grip the metal or wooden side frames of the seat tightly with both hands to stabilize your pelvis. Keeping your posture long and your chest proud, slowly elevate your right knee upward toward the ceiling, about 4 to 6 inches clean off the ground, exactly like performing a slow-motion march. At the absolute peak of this movement, flex your foot by pulling your toes back toward your shin and hold your legs suspended in midair for 2 full seconds. Do not let your foot drop or slap back down unguided. Lower it down with immense control over a 3-second count, placing the sole flat on the floor like you are stepping onto thin ice. Immediately alternate to your left leg. Execute 10 slow, calculated marches per leg for 2 full sets. This rhythmic compression forces the massive deep lymphatic and venous collection hubs inside your groin to pop open, clearing the fluid logjam. Movement 4. The lateral wall-supported pelvic brace. This exercise activates your outer hip stabilizers, specifically the gluteus medius, which control the alignment of your pelvis and prevent your body from swaying side to side. A primary trigger that causes your heart and nervous system to work overtime to stabilize your center of mass. Stand tall sideways next to a flat wall or your kitchen counter. Place your inside hand firmly onto the surface for absolute balance protection. Stand with your feet pointing straight forward, touching each other, keeping your torso perfectly upright without tilting your shoulders. Slowly sweep your outside leg out sideways to the side about 12 inches. Keep your toes pointing straight ahead. Do not let your foot twist outward. Hold this lateral suspension for 1 full second at the peak, feeling the muscles on the side of your hip firing tightly. Slowly bring the leg back inward over a 2-second count until your feet touch. Complete 12 controlled lateral sweeps on one side, then turn around to train the opposite leg. Perform 2 sets. Activating these lateral guards gives your body a rock-solid, stable foundation, drastically reducing the hidden sympathetic nervous stress that drives up baseline heart rate and blood pressure. Movement 5. The seated carotid carina deep diaphragmatic release. This final movement does not target your leg muscles. Instead, it directly targets your autonomic nervous system. It stimulates the specialized neurological pressure sensors located inside your neck arteries, known as baroreceptors, commanding your brain to instantly dial down its emergency adrenaline output. Sit completely relaxed but tall in your chair. Rest your hands flat on your lap with your palms facing upward. Close your eyes down completely. Rest the tip of your tongue gently against the roof of your mouth right behind your front teeth. Slowly inhale a deep breath in through your nose over a quiet 4-second count. Do not lift your shoulders or puff out your chest. Instead, drive the air deep down into your belly, forcing your abdomen to expand outward like a balloon. Hold that deep volume of air in your lungs for a brief 2-second pause. Now, open your lips slightly and slowly exhale that breath out through your mouth like you are blowing through a tiny straw. Extend this exhale over a slow, continuous 7-second count. As you empty your lungs, feel your shoulders drop and your entire nervous system down-regulate. Complete 8 continuous rhythmic breaths. Extending your exhale longer than your inhale activates your vagus nerve, sending an immediate chemical message down your spine to slow your heart rate, decrease systemic vascular resistance, and dilate your arteries. Our physical foundation is now completely secure, and our pathways are mechanically unkinked. Now we must turn our attention to the biochemical matrix that works alongside our 5-minute physical protocol. To achieve long-lasting vascular restoration and protect your joints after age 60, you must complement your physical exercises with targeted nutritional activation. We need to introduce highly specific, nutrient-dense plant structures that function as direct cellular keys to balance your internal hydraulics, nourish your organs, and protect your home safety. Every single cell inside your body contains millions of tiny, built-in structural engines known as the sodium-potassium pump. Think of this pump exactly like a highly calibrated, 2-sided swinging security door regulating your internal fluid pressure. When hidden industrial sodium accumulates from modern processed foods, it acts like a powerful biological sponge, drawing and holding immense volumes of water into the spaces surrounding your tissues, waterlogging your capillary beds and driving up back pressure against your kidneys and heart. To reverse this fluid leak, your body desperately requires bioavailable, organic potassium and specific vasodilating plant compounds. Potassium is the biological master key that swings the cell door open, pulling water back inside the cell where it belongs, and sending a direct chemical signal to your kidneys to flush the excess stagnant fluid out into your urine. Vegetable Code 1, Mustard Greens, Gaibesan, and the glucosinolate renal reset. Mustard greens contain an elite concentration of glucosinolates and bioavailable organic potassium, combined with a massive dose of vitamin K. The unique glucosinolates and sulfur compounds that give mustard greens their sharp, slightly bitter taste act directly as a natural, non-chemical stimulant for your liver and kidney filtration pathways. It actively prompts your renal system to clear excess extracellular sodium reservoirs, forcing trapped ankle fluid back into your main circulatory highways without the need for harsh pharmaceutical diuretics. Integrate 1 cup of gently steamed or blanched mustard greens into your diet 3 times a week. Vegetable Code 2, Crisp Organic Celery and the Thalide Muscle Reset. Celery stores an exceptionally rare, highly active organic chemical compound known as thalides. The specialized thalides inside celery act directly on the smooth muscle tissue lining the middle layer of your artery walls. Thalides work by gently blocking the influx of calcium into the muscle cells, which prevents them from cramping and constricting. This action forces your tense, narrow blood vessels to smoothly widen and relax. Aim to consume 2 to 3 raw, organic celery stalks every single morning. Vegetable Code 3, the organic crimson beet and the deep hydrostatic flush. The deep red beet is a legendary vascular therapy asset, packed with an incredibly high concentration of inorganic dietary nitrates. The exact moment you digest beets, your body converts these nitrates into pure nitric oxide, NO, the master key that commands the smooth muscles around your leg veins to open and relax. This removes the mechanical vascular roadblock, allowing stagnant blood to travel back up your body effortlessly and nourishing your organ tissue. Enjoy half a cup of roasted or gently steamed beets with your evening meal. Furthermore, we must bridge the gap between nutrition and your actual 24-hour daily living environment. Longevity and perfect health stability are quietly constructed out of safe, repeatable daily lifestyle defenses. To eliminate the high risk of a sudden morning pressure spike or orthostatic fall when stepping out of bed, you must implement the 5-second transition rule the very moment your eyes open. Step 1. The lateral awakening. When you first wake up, do not immediately sit up. Remain flat on your mattress, roll gently onto your left side, and take 3 deep, slow abdominal breaths to allow your baseline heart rate to stabilize. Step 2. The seated equalizer. Slowly push your upper body up and sit completely upright on the absolute edge of your bed frame, allowing your feet to hang down flat toward the floor. Count to 5 slowly in your mind. This 5-second pause gives the specialized pressure sensors inside your neck arteries the exact time window they need to adjust your blood vessel tension against the downward pull of gravity, completely preventing sudden dizziness, blurry vision, and morning falls. Step 3. The priming pump. While sitting on the edge of the bed during those 5 seconds, perform 10 quick rhythmic ankle pumps, peeling your heels up and your toes up. This immediately fires your second heart calf engine, driving fresh blood straight back up to your skull before you stand up. While implementing these powerful natural habits and executing your 5-minute seated protocol will drastically improve your quality of life, true medical wisdom requires you to maintain an absolute baseline of diagnostic awareness. You must completely memorize these non-negotiable emergency markers. If you ever experience any of these acute symptoms, stop all activity immediately and seek emergency medical evaluation right away. 1. The asymmetrical leg flush. If you notice a sudden, rapid increase in swelling that is strictly localized to just one single lower leg or bap chun, accompanied by intense, throbbing pain, deep redness, or skin that feels unusually hot to your touch. This is a classic clinical indicator of a deep vein thrombosis, DVT, a dangerous blood clot trapped inside your veins that requires immediate medical emergency intervention. 2. The ischemic chest vise. Any sudden sensation of heavy pressure, squeezing, tightness, or a crushing ache localized deep behind your breastbone, especially if that pain begins to radiate outward down your left arm or up into your jawline, accompanied by an unexpected cold sweat. 3. The neurological switch. The sudden onset of intense, room-spinning dizziness, a sudden numbness or loss of motor control localized to one single side of your face or body, or sudden difficulty speaking. These are the definitive warning signs of an acute stroke. As a final critical physician's warning on active lifestyle adjustments and nutrition, because vegetables like mustard greens are exceptionally rich in bioavailable vitamin K, you must exercise high precision if you are currently prescribed traditional blood-thinning medications such as warfarin or Coumadin. Do not make sudden, drastic spikes or drops in your daily consumption of greens, as it can alter your clotting times. Maintain absolute consistency and always consult your primary care physician to tailor your monitoring to your healthy, nutrient-dense lifestyle. Living your retirement with true dignity, supreme physical freedom, and absolute peace of mind means taking total command of your daily biological choices. By utilizing zero-impact seated vascular pumping, protecting your vascular endothelium, and keeping your internal pumps active, you are securing the freedom and longevity you rightfully deserve. Please take a brief moment right now to comment below with your current age, and share which room in your home you are going to audit for loose throw rugs or safety lighting first today. Click that like button, share this vital guide with a contemporary who is struggling with knee joint pain or poor leg circulation, and subscribe to Dr. Robert to safeguard your longevity journey. Thank you so much for watching. Keep your foundation strong daily, and I will see you in our next video.